Jeremy Fowler follows these sorts of NFL things for ESPN and SportsCenter. Jeremy, declined fifth-year option on top of bringing in Nick Foles doesn't really scream, hey, Mitch, you're our guy. How are the Bears selling that, Mitch is their guy?
Well, John, they're trying to pump him up that he's going to play well this year. I talked to a team source that said that they expect Mitch Trubisky, despite all this adversity that you mentioned, to have his best training camp. The source said Mitch is mentally tough. He'll be just fine with all this. And so they knew he had the shoulder injury last year. He had a spotty offensive line, didn't have many weapons around him. So the Bears believe they're putting him in a better position to succeed. They still do believe in him, but to a point, as you're seeing with this money. But they know he can do more and maximize his potential. That's what they're hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, this is the pick that the GM and the coach kind of hung their hat on when they took over the organization. What's the risk here for the Bears if Trubisky's great, breaks through, and he shines?
Well, quarterback money now is outrageous, John. So if he comes out, balls out, he could be looking at a $25, $30 million extension somewhere, a contract with another team. And so all those scouts and execs that had a high grade on him back in 2017 coming out of the draft, and there were many, they can wave their scouting reports in the air and say, see, I told you so. This guy can really play. And so, the Bears are willing to risk that because they just figured, look, we can't lock into that kind of money, $25 million for an option in his fifth year, knowing he's not even our guaranteed starter for 2020. So they'll take their chances. If he plays well, they can try to bring him back, renegotiate, or even try to approach him during the season, get a deal done in October or November if he's shown enough at that point. But Nick Foles to them is a pretty nice fallback option at reasonable money for 2020 and 21.
Jeremy, now I have a $3 million quarterback story to tell, so you sit tight, and we'll come right back to you if that's all right. Andy Dalton released Thursday by the Bengals, signed Saturday by the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Dalton played college ball on the other side of the Metroplex, Fort Worth, TCU, not just frogs, Horned Frogs. Signs a one-year deal, $3 million guaranteed. Incentives could more than double that since he's all-time leader in TD passes, made expendable by several seasons out of the playoffs, and, of course, the team drafting Joe Burrow #1 overall. All right, Jeremy, let's talk about Dak Prescott's backup instead of Dak Prescott's contract. Why is this a natural fit here?
Well, it's funny, John. I checked with a Cowboys source. They said Andy Dalton made them jump onto the free agent market because they were going to stand pat coming out of the draft. So Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, players like that, they weren't really going to pursue. They were going to roll with Cooper Rush as a backup and see what happened. But Andy Dalton is highly regarded in this league. You know he can be your backup, but you know he can start games and win them if you need. And so the Cowboys just thought you combine that with his history in Texas. He was a natural fit for them. And so they pursued this pretty quickly. I don't think many people involved thought it would get done this fast, but here we are.
It's Jeremy Fowler. Go to ESPN.com. He's got a great piece on the NFL releasing its schedule next week. Thanks for your time. Good weekend, Jeremy.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.